I am Afia, working as an assistant professor by Bearys Enviro-Architecture Design School. Yes, respected honoraries, good evening. Thank you for joining us on this great evening for an online webinar conducted by Bearys Enviro-Architecture Design School for a topic entitled How to Present a Paper in an Online Conference, for which we have an eminent high-profile speaker, Dr. Muhammad Asjad Husain, amongst us to share his prospectus on the said title. So here's a brief introduction about the speaker. Dr. Asjad is currently working as an assistant professor, Department of English, Taibah University, Al-Ula, Madina, KSA. He is an awardee of Fulbright certificate by the J. William Fulbright Foreign Scholarship Board and Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs of the U.S. Department of the State in the year 2016. He has also worked as a cultural ambassador of India at USA in the year 2015-16. He has been invited as a keynote speaker and also has delivered various lectures at various universities of California, Davies, USA. So over to you, Doctor.
Okay. Am I audible to all?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. As Dr. Afia has introduced, my name is Muhammad Asjad Husain, and I'll be talking about how to present a paper in an online conference today. So I'll just share my screen and then I'll start. I'm thankful to architect Tahir and Mr. Architect Ashok sir, the principal sir, for giving me this opportunity to discuss this important and very relevant topic as per the situation right now, what we are having. Okay, so before any due time, I'll just start my presentation. So you can see it, and the title is How to Present a Paper in an Online Conference. The presentation is divided into two major sections. First, in the first section, I'll be talking about the presentational skills, and in the second section, we will be discussing the pre-recording of the videos using Zoom software and other softwares that we may need. And there's a note, if you find anything important, if you like anything, and if you you can just note it down or take screenshots. For a screenshot, if you're using your laptop, you can just use the start button or the Windows button with print screen button. So it will take a screenshot and it will send it to your print screen, pictures screenshot folder in your My Documents. If you're using your Android device or Apple device, then you can just use power button or home button with volume down button. That will take a screenshot and send it to your gallery. So these are two major sections that we are going to discuss today. Section A is presentation skill. This section is further divided into 6 subsections. The names are given there: voice, body language, surroundings, virtual world, presentation slides, and general problems. So here is one important thing. We are not going to discuss the research or reference aspects, how to reference something or how to do research, how to document the research findings and all those things. What we are going to do today is we are going to do how to present something that you have already prepared in the form of your a research paper or in the form of your PPT, that is PowerPoint presentation. So section A, voice. It has 3 slides. I'll just go one by one. When you are presenting a paper online, a PPT or a paper online, you have to keep few things in mind which are very important. Real versus virtual conversation is very different from each other. When we are presenting a paper in person in a real life situation, different body language and non-verbal communication aspects come into play, and it becomes very easy for us to deliver or to convey the message that we are having. But in an online setting right now, the way that we are having, we are blocked just the upper portion of our body, or even less than that, is visible. So most of the things are conveyed uh, or communicated with the help of our voice plus our facial expressions and gestures and postures. So this is one important thing. Point number one is voice modulation. Voice modulation is when you control or adjust your voice according to what you are presenting. It is when you choose to be louder or softer or faster or slower. Or sometimes if you are having some amazing findings in your research paper, you can just be a little dramatic and emphasize something that you are really connected with. Yeah, and you can use some emotional tones. So for example, in the social sciences, they use such findings. Second is tone. So we have different tones. We have angry, we have humorous, we have sarcastic, different tones. In an online presentation, specifically about an academic event like this, we have to be confident, positive, and we have to maintain an authentic tone of voice so that it shows that we are comfortable with our data that we are going to present. Third point is intonation. Intonation is basically the rise and the fall of your voice. So for example, an intonation has the power to change the meaning of your sentence without changing the structure of the verse, structure of the sentence. Say for example, I have taken this example, you are going. This is basically a statement. You are going. So somebody is telling somebody that you are going somewhere. But with the help of intonation, we can just change it into the question. So if we are saying with a falling tone going down, it is a statement. We say you are going. But if we use the rising tone going upward, it will become a question. You say you are going, you are going. So we have to be mindful of our intonation as well, where we are using the rising tone and where we are using the falling tone. Okay, so there seems to be some disturbance in the voice. I'll just adjust this, one of the problems with the. Is it better now, Mr. Tahir? Okay, good. Next point is avoid being monotonous. So, for example, in a presentation of 15 minutes or 20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes, speakers do not realize, but they go monotonous. I'll be speaking for like next 40 minutes or so, or 50 minutes with the interruption, with the question and answers. And I may not realize that I'm being monotonous in between, just speaking like a robot, or being just reading things like that. Okay. In order to avoid the monotonous voice, what you can do is you can try to practice your content as much as possible so that you can get connected with your content in a better way. So while you are presenting, you are way more comfortable and connected with your content that you don't go monotonous. If you are comfortable with your content, if you are confident about your content, then you will feel better and you will not go monotonous. Next is audibility. Audibility is a very situational thing in an online conference. You just need to be, so say for example, right now we are having this problem. Dr. Tahir is informing me that my voice is going much louder than it should go. Or maybe my mic is way nearer than it should be. So it is very situational. We practiced this and we did not know earlier about this. Right now in a live session, we are having this problem. So it is the audibility issue is very situational. We have to adjust accordingly. Say for example, 3 minutes ago, I was speaking in a louder voice. Now I have just lowered down and I am speaking in a softer voice. So you just need to be, you don't need to be too loud or too soft. It has to be decided when you are presenting. Next is pronunciation. So this is very important, especially the location of the institution is very critical in this. So the influence of your mother tongue, maybe somebody is from South India, somebody is from North India, or somebody is from Northeast. So our mother tongues are different. What mother tongues does, they design our articulatory setting in our mouth, articulatory organs, they design them. And whenever we try to speak any language other than our mother tongue, the articulatory setting influences the pronunciation of the words in that particular language. So say for example somebody is from South India and he or she is speaking English, so he will be speaking the South Indian variety or South Indian accent of Indian English. Okay, so we have to be mindful about the intelligibility of the people. If a Kashmiri, say for example, people from Kashmir or speakers of Kashmiri language, they don't say school, they say sakul. They don't say stop, they say satop. So it is the influence of Kashmiri language that overpowers their English pronunciation. So we have to be mindful. There is one thing that we can do. It's obviously it's not just 1 minute or 1 hour thing. We have to practice about this. We can just follow any native model like British English or American English or Australian English or New Zealand English, any English, and just practice with that. So our English pronunciation will be more intelligible for the speakers of different varieties of English. Second thing, what we can do is we can try to be neutral in our speech. So we hear other speakers and we can do one thing, we can try to speak like them. We can try to connect with them at a linguistic level. Next point is emphasis or stress. Stress in words is very important. Say for example, I've taken this sentence, I'm going to the market by the car. I just said it or read it like a robot. Now I will be giving stress in different words and you will see how the meaning changes. So I say, I am going to the market by the car. So I give stress on the word I. It's me who is going to the market. It's not some other person. Second is I'm going to the market by the car. I'm not coming back or I'm not doing any other thing. I'm going to the market by the car. Third is market. I'm going to the market. I'm not going to the college. I'm not going to cinema hall. I'm not going to some other place. I'm going to the market by the car. And I'm going to the market by the car, not bicycle, not bike or not some other thing. I'm going to the market by the car. So the way you place stress on words convey your true meaning or the meaning that you want to convey. Sometimes speakers do not even realize what they are trying to convey and they sometimes misplace the stress. I wanted to tell that I'm going to the market, but if I play I'm going to the market by the car, so I placed stress. I'm just making it exaggerated so that it becomes clear. It doesn't happen this way in the day-to-day normal conversation. So I was trying to convey that I'm going, I'm not coming, I'm going, I'm on call with my mother, say for example, she says, where are you? I'm saying, I'm going to the market by the car, but it's say, I'm going to the market by the car, so I'm focusing more stress on the car. So we need to be mindful about that, about where we are placing the stress in a sentence. All this comes with the practice. It's not just 1 hour or like just one presentation thing like this. Next important point is pace or speed of your speech. So in an online conference, in an offline conference, obviously people are there and there is no mediating channel in between. Say for example, the technology call or connection or something. So it's always a one factor thing. Here, when we are working when we are presenting in an online conference, there are multiple factors that affect the transmission of our voice to our audience. Say for example, poor connection, fast speech, cluttering, hesitation, nervousness, different other things. So we have to adjust our voice. We have to adjust our voice according to the situation, the way situation arises. Next is we have to avoid murmuring or chewing words, or we have to avoid shaky voices. So the simple thing is try to be okay. So we were discussing the pace and speed of the speech. We have to be mindful about the factors such as poor connection, fast speech, cluttering, hesitation, nervousness. All these things may affect our speed. When we are nervous, sometimes we go very fast and sometimes we go very slow. So we have to adjust our speed according to the situation. Next is avoid murmuring, avoid chewing words, avoid using shaky voice. The simple thing is use clear voice, just open your mouth properly and don't go so fast. It will be difficult for people, for your audience, online audience specifically, to understand you. Next is taking turn. Many a times, participants in an online conference or in an online call where there are many participants, especially where there are many hosts, they take turns. They take turns like randomly, and it creates a kind of confusion or even chaos in the online communication. So it is important for active as well as passive participants. Say, for example, I am an active participant right now, I'm speaking, and there are many passive participants there. So it is important for active as well as passive participants to understand when to speak and when not to speak. It is good that there is a host who regulates the turn taking in the call. Next is use of excessive fillers and catchphrases or pet phrases. When we are nervous or when we are hesitating or where something is going wrong, say for example, the call got disconnected 5 minutes ago, people start panicking using fillers like actually, I was saying so, am I audible? Can you hear me? Did you understand? Understood. So if we have to avoid using such excessive fillers or catchphrases and pet phrases. Next is hesitation. Hesitation usually comes when you are not experienced enough or when you do not practice your content well before the presentation. And it happens mostly with the students. So it is good that you practice your content before the presentation. Next is pauses. Sometimes in an online presentation, because we are not maintaining eye contact with anybody and we are just facing the camera, we do not realize, and we start going fast or we start going slow and our breath get irregular. So it's good if we take proper pauses to regulate our breath properly. Next is the section A, subsection 2 is body language. Eye contact versus eye movement. In an offline real world conference, eye contact is very important. But in an online conference, eye contact becomes almost negligible. You don't know who is listening to you or who is there, if there is anybody or not. So eye movement becomes important. Eye movement, though it is part of your facial expression, but still it becomes very important. You have to be loud in your eye movement so that others who are watching your video, they can understand what you are trying to convey. Facial expression is also very important, and it is suggested that we should maintain. Now, it is suggested that we should maintain a kind of smile on our face, and we maintain a kind of engaging and thoughtful facial expression throughout the presentation. Next is gestures and postures, relevant and connected hand movements. So when we are in an online conference, it's only our hands that are visible to our audience most of the time. Our entire body is not visible to the audience. So relevant hand movements is important, and it should be clubbed with an upright sitting posture. Sitting posture also looks different based on the camera position. So you don't know how you are looking to other people in their screen. So that may differ, but you can just try to be as best as you can. If you are sitting in that manner, and if you are using your hands properly, then is it visible
Hello,
now?
Dr. Asjad, your screen is not visible now.
Is it visible now? Is it visible now? Yeah, should be. Okay.
Yeah, it is
So
visible.
it shows that you are confident, you are convicted, you have conviction about your content, and you are excited to present what you are presenting. Next is stance. It is not very important in an online conference where you are presenting your papers with your PPT and everything, but your standing position becomes important when you are teaching students in an online video. For example, you are using whiteboard at the background of your presentation. So you may need to stand. So it is better that you stand and divide your weight evenly, and a little bow in your posture will give a good confident look. Next point is active and passive participation. Active participation, we all know, we are talking all these things about the active participation. But when it comes to passive participation, it is very important that we should, in passive participation, during our passive participation, we should mute our mics, we should switch off our cameras. It is important for 2-3 things. First, because we are not speaking, we are not presenting, we do not realize, sometimes we become very lazy, we are lying down. And because our camera is on, other people, even the presenter, might be seeing you in weird positions, and that may distract the presenter. So it is good if you are listening to a presentation, just keep your camera off. It also helps to strengthen the bandwidth of the presentation. Next, subsection 3 is you and your surroundings. When you are going to present a paper or a PPT, you have to decide which room or which area of your house or your flat you are going to use. You need to keep few things in mind. First is light. It should have proper light, maybe natural light. If you are using, if you are shooting your video, recording your video in the daytime, it can be natural light or proper bulbs and everything. Second, it should be a place in your house where you get the best connectivity. Sometimes we have a secluded area in our house which is very quiet, which is very good for the presentation, but it does not have good connectivity. So we have to keep this thing in mind. Next is noise. You need to be mindful about the noise around you. Say, for example, other family members, what they are doing, you may just inform them that they need to be quiet for a few minutes, half an hour or so. Next is ventilation. You need to select an area. Obviously, all these things are very ideal situations. You can just go in a priority level. You can just go with the light and connectivity first, and then you can go with the other things. Next is setting up. When you are deciding when you have decided that where you will be presenting your paper, you can just finalize your position, where you will put your chair, where you will put your laptop. So I've shared some images here, and if you see, the laptop is at a little lower level from the speaker, which gives a good camera position, and listeners or attendees of the webinar are able to see you properly. Next is background. Real versus virtual background. So right now I am using real background because we are using Google Meet, and Google Meet does not exactly provide good virtual backgrounds. We tried one background. I and Dr. Tahir tried one virtual background on Google Meet yesterday, but it was not working well. So I can just show you how it looked yesterday. It was looking something like this. If you see, so it doesn't look good. It was looking something like that. So using virtual background in Google Meet is not a good option, but using virtual background in Zoom is amazing. So we will be discussing that in the second section, inshallah. Next is light. We have already covered that. Next is camera and object position. You should know where you are putting your camera. So your device can be very big. Say, for example, if you are using, no, I think it's on in both the devices, Dr. Tahir. My video is on in both the devices. Say, for example, if you are using a laptop, so you might be looking at your screen, but your camera might be focusing at the back of your, at the back, like somewhere near the wall, or like me, the furniture or something. So we need to be mindful when we are setting up the camera, that the camera should be facing or should be focusing on the object. The object should be in the camera lens or camera frame. Next is understanding microphone. Say, for example, in this particular presentation, I was using this Bluetooth device in the beginning.
But we realized, the host and I, that the mic is very close to the speaker and it is creating noise or different other problems. So I just disconnected that. We need to understand the microphone of the device that we are using. Right now, I'm using microphone of my phone. So it is like, it has, we have an, it has a proper distance. So my voice is not too loud or too soft. You can hear me, I hope. Next is virtual world. Public speaking and real world, we have discussed it. It is completely different than the actual world presentations. In virtual world, we have limited body movement or limited exposure of our voice, of our body movement, hand gestures, postures, facial expressions, eye movement. Everything is limited in an online conference. While in the real world, it's like completely full-fledged, you can use them. Second point is be camera friendly. So this is very, this is related with the practice and with people who are very conscious in front of the camera. Right now I'm facing the camera and I don't know who is there behind the camera, who is watching me, who is not watching me, who is like sitting, lying down, standing, maybe walking, maybe having their lunch or something. I just need to be concerned with the camera that I'm facing right now. And the word we just use is camera friendly, be camera friendly. So the good thing is practice with that, try to be comfortable, use front camera as much as possible. We usually use front camera when we do video calls with our family members or friends. So when you are doing that, try to be mindful how the camera is looking at you. How you are looking at camera is one thing, how the camera is focusing or how you are being seen in the frame of the camera. And once you practice it, it will be good. In an offline conference, we usually suggest that the speaker should look at the forehead. Maintaining eye contact is a good thing. But if you maintain an eye contact during offline conference, it may distract you. And same may happen in the offline or online conference, virtual conference. So it is suggested that you look at the camera or just above the camera, just above the camera, maybe your laptop or an object behind your laptop. Next is maintain a calm and composed look. When you are presenting, just be normal, be calm. There can be problems, there can be different glitches, they can be the connection may go down. You can have like a screen off, screen on, mic off, mic on. Your voice may have different problems in the transmission. Just be calm and composed, and you know that everything is under control, and you can always reconnect with the audience. Okay, there can be many unplanned things that can happen in an online presentation. Just be cool, be calm. Next is maintaining overall confidence. Sometimes when things go wrong, say for example, in this particular presentation, though we practiced this presentation yesterday, still there are many things that are coming that we did not plan. So usually speakers that do not have enough experience or that are not very much tech friendly, they start panicking in the presentation. There's no need for that. Just like the offline conferences, sometimes we don't get printouts, sometimes our slides are not working, and sometimes the mic goes off. These problems, as they happen in the real world situation, they also happen in the virtual world situation. So there's no need to panic. Just be calm, composed. Next is be comfortable while facing your own self. So this is one problem that happens with the online conference. In the real world situation, we do not see ourselves. So right now, I'm seeing my own self in two different devices. I'm using my laptop for my PPT, and I'm using my mobile phone for better microphone positioning. So I'm seeing my own self in two different devices, and that may or may not affect a presenter. It may affect you positively or negatively. So again, the thing is, the keyword is practice as much as possible. Try to be camera friendly, try to be comfortable with you. I don't know how I'm looking. when how I'm looking, how my hand gestures are, how my eye movement is when I'm speaking or when I'm talking to someone in real world situation. But when I'm talking to you in a virtual world, online situation, I can see what is the good thing and what is the bad thing that I'm doing right now. That sometimes that makes people or presenters conscious about their presentation. Next is be positive and satisfied with your content. Again, in an online conference, you have to practice enough before you go for the presentation. If you don't know your content, if you are not comfortable with your content, if you're not satisfied with your content, you will do a lot of fumbles and you will do a lot of negative things that may affect your overall presentation. So again, the main thing is be comfortable and satisfied and positive about your content and practice it well before you go for the presentation. Next point is practice while you are looking into the mirror. So people who do not have exposure or experience of public speaking, they sometimes start cluttering or start chewing words during an online and as well as in an offline conference. So it is a good idea to practice your presentation. Just put your laptop or PPT in front of your dressing table maybe, and just look in the mirror and start practicing your presentation. Next solution can be, you can record your practice videos. Say for example, I'm using my phone, mobile phone as the camera or microphone for me. So maybe I can practice or I can record a practice video using the front camera of my mobile phone and just see where I'm doing good and when I need improvement. Next is be comfortable with yourself, with overall situation, your dress up and your hair, your, I don't know, your hands and your overall situation. Be comfortable with that, whatever it is. Maybe I decided to wear some other watch, but I'm wearing it right now. Or maybe I'm not wearing any watch right now. Maybe I decided, earlier I decided to wear some other shirt, but I didn't find it. So just comfortable. Whatever you are having right now, that's the final thing and that's the best that you can have at this particular moment. Next is presentation and slide. That is subsection number 5 of the section A. So design. Select a design and appropriate design or content appropriate template. So this template that I'm using, this blue template that I'm using right now for my presentation, this was not the first one. This was not the first template that I selected. I can just show you the template that I selected in the beginning. I selected this template in the beginning, which looks very good, I started working on that. It's amazing for an online conference. Okay, very nice. Even the first few slides were nice. But when I went on, so there was a problem with the font sizes. The template that I received from the online portal, the design was in a way that the fonts that I'm using were not, I was unable to make them bigger. So I decided not to use this font. So I have to use a font. I have to use a template. I have to use a template which is good with my textual and graphic data presentation. According to that, say for example, if I'm using many charts which are very big and many graphs, or I have very few text, I can use the template that I just showed you. But if I have a lot of text right now that I'm using, a lot of bullet points and a lot of points in the presentation, I cannot use that presentation or that template. First thing, select your template according to the textual and graphic data that you are having. Second point is avoid using running text. So I used running text only in one point here. In the punctuation thing, I used a running text. It's like 4 long lines. So in a PPT, in a PowerPoint presentation, nobody is interested in interested in reading all the data that you have put in on your slides. The good thing is use bullet points as much as possible. Next is visibility. Use contrasting color themes. So right now I'm using white as the background and red for the headings and blue for the general text or explanatory points. So this is very contrasting. Everything can be seen easily from my presentation. But if I was using the other presentation that I showed you, for example, this one, and I use a color which is not good with the color theme that I'm using, say, for example, this one. Just give me a sec. Okay, if you look at this, the yellow and the white is good, very good. The contrasting color theme is giving the visuality. It is making it very much visible for the audience to see. But the blue and the white contrast is not that good because the background is black. If we are using light background, then we can use such dark colors. So we have to be mindful about our color and color theme selection. Second is use formal font or text style when you are using. Say, for example, in this presentation, I'm using New Times Roman font. People sometimes, just to be a little artistic, use different weird font styles which are not good for academic presentations. Say, for example, they go for this one or any of these. The suggested one is New Times Roman, which is very good, which is very visible. It is enough artistic for an academic presentation. Next is select and maintain an appropriate font size. So be consistent with your font size. I'm using for this presentation, I'm continuously from slide A to slide Z, I'm using 28 point font size for all my headings, the one that you see in red color, and 24 for the blue one, the explanatory points. I'm trying to be consistent. Sometimes you have more data, so your PowerPoint or the slides adjust your text accordingly. So you can just divide. If you have a lot of data on one slide and it is making your text smaller or bigger, if it is less, then it will make it bigger, and if it is more, it will make it smaller. You can just divide your data into 2 slides. That will make it even size. Next is be consistent with your design, color, and fonts. You cannot do that. You use very artistic and weird design in the first slide, and second slide you choose red and blue color. In the third slide you use maroon and green. You cannot do that in academic presentations. It is suggested that you maintain and be consistent with your design, with your color, and with your font style and size. You have to be consistent with your content plus explanation, and it should be equal to time provided for the presentation. I think I'm running short of time. I'll just go faster.
Yeah.
Next is general problems. So your device may freeze, hang, or become very slow, or it may get disconnected. If possible, have some spare devices handy. I'm having 3 devices right now with me. I'm using 2 devices. So if one device goes off, I can switch to the other device. Second thing is connectivity, Wi-Fi. Yes, are you saying?
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, actually, some of the people, they are saying they cannot able to see your screen actually. So may you fix this?
Yeah, I've made it full screen. It is full screen right now.
But some of them, they said they can only see your video. They cannot able to see your screen.
Okay, I don't know what is happening there. Because what do you see? You see my presentation? Sometimes you have to pin the presentation.
Your slide is like one at the corner as a frame, small frame.
Yeah. So you have to pin that one. You just
you have to. It's about the participant. They have to pin that so that it's always visible. Because I'm
You
speaking
have to
sometimes
pin that
go
one.
to the speaker mode.
This
Can you see it now?
tab on that is. Yeah, it is visible.
Is it visible now? Is it full screen now?
Yeah, yeah. Now it is full screen.
Okay. Okay, can I continue?
Yes.
Okay. So the connectivity issue is the second general problem that we have. And not just general problem, we have some suggestions as well. So Wi-Fi, try if you can get some Wi-Fi connection, because mobile hotspot connections are not very reliable. Though right now I'm using mobile hotspot connection, but I've done a few things to avoid disconnections during the presentation. Next is, can you please mute your mic? There are some participants were. Okay. Next point is use minimum possible devices on one connection. So right now I'm using hotspot, mobile hotspot, and I'm using 3 devices. If I use less devices, say for example 2 devices or just 1 device, then it will be better. And if I use more devices, 3, 4, 5 devices, then the bandwidth will get weaker, and I may have different problems. My call may get disconnected. My voice may get disconnected, and different other problems. Next point is open minimum tabs in your phone or laptop. So right now I've just closed all the tabs in my laptop, especially on the Chrome. So it gives me good processing speed. Next point is limited meeting time and limiting the participants. So this is one thing that we are not going to face in this conference that we are going to have, because we are having it in some other software. But with a Zoom, say for example, Zoom allows you, basic version of Zoom allows you only for 40 or 45 minutes. So what you can do, you can just schedule multiple meetings in advance and send the links, all the links. For example, from 4 to 4:30 or 4:40, link 1, from 4:30 to 5:15, link 2. If you do not have this is for situation where you're using Zoom for coaching centers or for your group studies or for group discussions, where you do not have subscribed version of the software. Next, you can have power cuts. Just keep your devices fully charged and do not use them before the conference. And next, we have audio video disconnects, which are very normal. Sometimes it happens, and you cannot do, technically you cannot do anything about it, because it is very unplanned and you don't know when somebody will join or get disconnected. Even in this presentation, you might be getting notification, then people are getting out and getting in continuously. Sometimes I'm getting disconnected from my one device and I'm getting back. So just be calm with that. There's nothing you can do in an online conference, in live real-time conference. Next is background noise and intrusion. Sometimes I was attending a conference last week, and we were having 18 participants, and in one of the participants' mic was open, and suddenly her husband came and he started saying different things to her, very homely and very homely things. So it became very weird. So it's good just to be cool, or just to keep your mics and video cameras off. About the intrusion, you don't know when somebody may come. Maybe you're living with your extended family and maybe living with your children, and they may just come in in the area that you are using for your presentation. I'm having a good video here to show how intrusion may play a role during the online conference. I'll just disconnect my screen and use the other screen that I'll be. Stop the screen. Use a Chrome tab. Okay.
Me?
Ah, there's your nanny.
That's not my nanny, that's my wife. So the policy, South Korea's policy towards North Korea is severely limited because North Korea's behavior of the last...
Now your maid.
That's not my maid, that's my mother-in-law. Because North Korea's behavior is more with respect to their use of...
And there's the gardener.
That's my father-in-law. With the use of X-gas in the airport in Malaysia, that indicates that there's on the part...
There's your mum.
That... Hey, wait. Hey, who are you? Hey!
Okay, so these things happen during an online virtual conference many a times, and you have to be ready with that. And it suggests that you should wear like proper clothes. Sometimes you will have to walk or run like this. And we are having, since this thing has started, virtual conference, we are having a lot of funny videos with people doing weird things off the camera, and they don't realize, but the camera is actually on. Okay, so this was about the intrusion. What you can do is you can just ask or request your family members or maybe your flatmates to do not disturb you while you are presenting. And if there is an intrusion or if there is a background noise, do not panic. Just maybe turn off your mic and your video camera and go and talk to them and just ask them to stay away from the area that you are using. Next is, do not edit your PPT while presenting. It is not a good idea. But if you are very comfortable with the technology, or if you have practiced enough, and if you're comfortable with the software that you are using, then you can do that, but it is not suggested. Next is your audio Bluetooth device may go off. Say, for example, my Bluetooth device is not working right now. Therefore, I'm using my mobile microphone for that. Next is Zoom or Google Meet. They work differently. Point number one is app versus browser. So I'm using the Google Meet app in my phone, and I'm using Google Meet in the browser in my laptop. They have different problems. Say, for example, it is easy to share things when you are using in the browser, but when you are using the app has its own problems. Updated version, not updated version. Sometimes the database of the app goes off and you get disconnected. Yesterday this was happening. My phone was my call was getting disconnected continuously. Today it's working fine. So you don't know when it will work, when it will not work. Next is mobile versus laptop. It is suggested that you should use your laptop for your presentation. Right now I'm using my laptop for my slide, these PPT, but it can be done without your laptop as well. So that's not a very big problem. Okay, so this was all about the section A, the presentation skills. This was all about that. If you have any question about it, we can just take some questions about all these sections. If you do not have any questions, then we can just move forward for the second section, where we will be talking about the pre-recording of the Zoom video. Is there anybody who has any question or any clarification or any suggestion even? I don't think we are having any questions, so I'll just move forward. Okay, so for introduction to Zoom recorder, I'll just show you a video that I recorded, because we are going to use Zoom for recording videos, and I cannot use Zoom when I'm using Google Meet. So I just recorded a video on my YouTube channel. I'll just show you that video. Okay, I'll just stop sharing this.
The location of the saved recording. And hello everyone. Hello everyone. So in this short video, we will be discussing two things. First, how to record and save the Zoom video, or the location of the saved recording. and second, how to use the virtual background on Zoom. First, you will start the recording from this bottom tab. If you look at the mouse or my cursor, there are two buttons you can see. First is this. At the same place, you get a circular button for recording. So when you start, first, if you look at the mouse or a circular button for recording. So when you start in the recording list, notification on the upper left corner that your meeting is being recorded, and you all to end the meeting. Okay, so I'll share my screen. And once you end the meeting, you're recording the recording that is being recorded right now, the video that is being recorded right now, it will be saved in your document. So you go to, I'll go my desktop. Okay, so you have this PC or my computer on your screen. You will go into this PC, and then you have this my document or documents folder. So you'll go into documents folder and you will get this Zoom. It will automatically create this recording will automatically create the Zoom folder, and within this Zoom folder, you will get all the recordings that you have done with the Zoom. So once you end your meeting, the main call, it will create a folder here in your Zoom folder with the date and the time of the meeting. Once you go into this folder, you will get three files. You get three files. First is only audio and just this playback or thumbnail file. And third is the video. So this one, the third one, is to be used for viewing or editing or anything. Okay. Let me go back to my Zoom. I'll stop sharing. Now I'm back to the Zoom screen or Zoom call. So this was all about the Zoom recording. The second thing is about the virtual background. For virtual background, you will just go to this camera icon and a small upper arrow. When you tap on this upper arrow, you get 2-3 options. The middle one is choose virtual background. Just tap on this and you will get this menu. In Zoom, you get 3 options for virtual background. One is Golden Gate Bridge, second is greenery, and third is some space photograph. For this, you need a green screen behind you. It asks you whether you have a green screen or not. Sometimes, most of the time, we don't have. Right now, I'm not having any green screen. But what I am doing, I'm using a plain white wall in a corner of my home, which is working not perfectly, but it's fine. It's not very bad. If you see, okay, let me show you. If I use anything with a white background or green background, it will cover. So this is my coffee mug. It is, when it is against the camera, it is using the white background. Okay. So it's better to have green screen. If you don't have it, it's fine. Use any light color blank background. That will suffice. Okay. So that's it. This is how you select or choose the background screen, virtual background for you. So this saves you a lot from the background hacks. I end this meeting. If you look at the
Okay, so this was about the Zoom presentation. How you can record your video and save it to your screen, save it to your computer, and then you can use it later. First thing, and second thing is how you can use your virtual screen. When I recorded the Zoom video, it was, when I saved the video, I later realized that it was not recording the entire screen. It was recording only the Zoom screen. So it was not recording the control button. So I took some screenshots to show you. So this is when you open your, can you see the presentation? Can you see this photograph?
Yes, yes.
Okay. When you open the Zoom, your screen looks something like this. Okay. And here we have some buttons. menu bar is here. So the recording button is very visible. It's second from the right side. Just tap on this recording button and the meeting starts recording on the Zoom. And it is only Zoom which gives you recording option with the basic version. No other software. Google Meet that we are using right now, it does not give recording option in the basic version. It's only Zoom that gives you. Okay, so you start this recording. Second is, you can anytime stop or pause this recording. Once you pause it, you can anytime start again. Say, for example, I was presenting something and in the middle, somebody asked a question and I paused the recording. I started discussing that point. When I started my presentation again, I can just resume the recording. When I'm done with the recording, I can just stop it from here. Once I stop it, I will get this small message on the upper right corner of my screen, and it says the recorded file will be converted to MP4 format. MP4 format is very good for the mobile as well as for the laptop when the meeting ends. When the meeting ends, not before that. And when you end the meeting here, as I was the host of the meeting, I can end the meeting for all and I can just leave the meeting. When you leave or end the meeting, the file gets converted into MP4 file and it goes to the location that was just shown in the video. In your My Computer, then you will go to My Documents, and in My Documents, you will get a Zoom folder there. So you can just access your recording from there. This was about the Zoom recording. Second thing is virtual background. So you have this camera button here. You have this camera button on the lower left corner. When you tap on the upper arrow on the camera button, you can see the option choose virtual background. When you tap on this, you get this screen. When you tap on the choose virtual background, which is being shown in blue color, you get this screen. And just by this, you can choose either of these three options. You can choose this Golden Gate Bridge that was shown in the video just right now. If you have green screen, it is good. If you do not have green screen, please use any light color background, plain background. It should not be your clothes or some other things, furniture, something should not be there. Anything should not be there. Try to use the background, plain background, and then it will start working. So this was about the virtual background. Okay, I'll just come back to my presentation. Now, we have our video ready here. Okay, so I can just show the video that I go to my documents, I go to Zoom folder. Can you see my presentation?
No, Asjad sir, it is not visible. Only your image with Zoom, I think. It is visible only.
Start sharing again.
Maybe you have to share your entire screen.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, now it is.
Okay. So when I'm done with the recording of my video, I can just simply go to my home page. I'll go to this PC or my computer. Then I'll go to my documents, and then I will find a Zoom folder there. I will click in that Zoom folder and I can access all my recordings from there. So I just need to see which recording I'm going to use. So I'll be using this recording, for example. And here I have my recording in this folder. Now, this was about the recording of the video of your presentation that we are going to talk about. Now, I will be showing you how to edit your video while you have done with the recording. You can edit it. So there are two options. There are two options that you can use. First is you can use your recording with a website called veed.io. I'm pasting the link in the chat box. You can just access this from there. I pasted the link there, veed.io. You can just go there and edit your video. I'll show you how right now. And second option, which is way better than Veed, a little technical, but very good tools are there, is with the youtube.com, general YouTube that we use. So I'm pasting the link of the YouTube as well here. These two videos that I have, the links I've given you are the tutorial for using these two softwares. First, we will go with the weed. First, we will go for the weedconnect.io. So I'll just open a tab and I will type weed.io. I'll hit the enter button and it will take me to their home page. It is not necessary for you. This is one good thing. It is not necessary for you to sign up before you start working on this. They might have some problems with the number of videos that you can edit, but you can edit 1 or 2 videos, that's for sure. And if you are done with the limit, then you can always change your email address. You can use Google Chrome incognito feature. You can use different email IDs, or you can use different devices. So you can just get a lot number of videos to edit. Okay, so in their home page, you can just go to this upload button, click on this upload button, and go to this video location, whatever you want. So I'll be using this video. It will upload it to their video editing area. And you have all these tools. If you look at the left part of your screen, you have all these tools. You can just add subtitles. You can add text. I can just add some text. Hello. So it will show on my video. I can add a different images here. Say, for example, I can use Beats logo in my audio screen or video screen, sorry. I can use different elements. Say, for example, I can use progress bar. If I want to add a progress bar, I can use it. So it will show the progress of the video in the video itself. And I can use different filters, video file, audio files. I can also change the speed of the video. So right now it is 1x, that is normal. I can just make it 1.5 or 2 or whatever. So it will shorten the video time and it will make the speech faster. If you're comfortable with that, you can just play with that as well. So all these features or tools are there that you can use. Plus, the important thing, you can also trim your videos. So for trimming your video, if you look at the lower part of the screen, this pink area, I hope it is visible. It's not very visible in my screen. Okay, this one important thing is in your Google Meet, you can always zoom in or zoom out your screen. So if you want to use, you can just zoom out. If this area, lower area is not visible, you can just zoom out and look at there. So you can just take the cursor to the area where you want to clip it or trim it, and then drag it to the cursor. It will trim it accordingly. Likewise, you can trim it from the beginning of the video and from the end of the video. Okay. So I trimmed the beginning area, then I'll take my cursor at the end, put it there, and then I'll just trim it from there as well. Whatever I do, it will be applied once I download it. So this was about the tools and the trimming. One important feature is with this weed.io that you can change the size of your audio. You can just make it square. The final result audio, you can use it the way YouTube use it. You can use landscape. You can use different styles of audio frame or video frames. You can use the original that you are using. All these options are there. You can just access them from the drop-down menu in the upper right corner. When you are done with your editing, everything, your text, subtitles, your all these things, you can just simply click on this download button on the upper right corner, the last button in the right hand side. When you just click on this download button, it will start rendering the audio, the video, and it may take, depending on the video size. So this was a very small video. It is not taking that long. If your video is of like 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour, it may take a good internet speed plus half an hour or 1 hour of rendering time. That completely depends on the features that you are using in your video and the video length that you are editing. So it is this one is a small video. It is not taking that much time. If you're using a long video, it may take more time. Once this rendering process is done, the file will be downloaded to your download folder in the My Documents. So while this is downloading, we will just go to the My Download folder. We will go again to this PC or my computer icon. It will open all the tabs, and then I will go to Download folder. And my downloaded file, downloaded video from the vid.io will be shown here in this download folder in my computer. So this will complete. So when the rendering is done, it gives you multiple options. Copy link to the clipboard. You can download it. You can download as GIF and different other things. So you can just tap on the download button. That may need your email address and name. Okay. I think first video was free, which I used it. Now you need to use. So one video, two videos are free. I've used 2 videos, I think, in this software. So this was one software that you can use for editing your videos online. Is there any confusion or question about this software, vid.io? If not, then I can just move on to the YouTube editing software. Do we have any question about editing videos with this Vid software? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. I think, sir, we can directly go to the next option because we are already short of time. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Next is YouTube videos. So for YouTube videos, what you have to do, you just simply open your Gmail account. Open your Gmail account and go to this 9-dot drop-down menu. When you tap on this upper right corner, 9 dots, tap drop-down menu, you will get this YouTube icon. When you click this YouTube icon from this 9 dots menu, it will open your YouTube channel. So you don't need to sign in multiple times. It will take you to your YouTube channel, which is associated with your particular email address. So this YouTube channel is associated with my email address that I'm using right now. Okay. Once you are in your channel dashboard, which you can access from your email address icon, whatever picture you are using, it will show you your channel again on the upper right corner. Just go there and you will have this channel dashboard. From your channel dashboard, go to the videos. Okay. And in order to edit your video on YouTube, first you will have to upload the video, on the YouTube. So that you can do from this create button on the upper right corner of your YouTube page. When you tap on the create button, it will show you 2 options, go live or use upload videos. Tap on the upload videos button. You will get this screen where you can select your file. Just select any file. Say, for example, I'll just select this file again. And it will upload it. Once it is uploaded, it will show it here in your uploaded audios. I already uploaded this, so I don't need to upload again. Now, when your videos are ready, you will just go here and tap on your video. Say, for example, I want to edit this file. So I'll just tap on this video. Once I tap on this video, this will take me to another drop down menu on my left hand side, on my left side here. Third option is called editor. First is details, second is analytics, and third is editor. When you are on your page, you will get third option, which is called editor. When you tap on this button, editor, it will open your editing tools for your audio. So right now, because we are running short of time, I'll just show you how to trim your audio, video. With YouTube trimmer, the good thing is you can trim your video from the beginning, somewhere at the end, and in the middle as well. In the v.io is simple, but it does not give you option to trim your video in the middle of your video. That is given in the YouTube and different other softwares which are way more technical. So I'll just show you how to do trimming. Trimming yani cutting and pasting, basically removing some part of your video from your main video. So you see this trim option here, just below your main video screen, which is being played. On the lower left side, you see this trim option. Just tap on this trim button and it will open the trimming menu. When you are, wherever you want to trim this audio or clip this, take the cursor. This is called the cursor that I'm moving right now. Okay, this long line, long downward line is called the cursor in the video editing. Take your cursor wherever you want to edit the video and then tap on this button called split. At the lowest level of your screen, tap on the split button. When you tap on this split button, the cursor will become blue. The cursor will become blue. So you can just drag it from point A to point B. This is point A. This is point A. You can just move it forward or backward. And this is point B. You can again move it forward or backward. So whatever you want to do, just leave it there. Say, for example, I want to remove first 1 minute of my video. So I'll just leave it there. This is done. Second, I can again take my cursor somewhere else if I want to split some other areas, and I can again tap the split button and it will open the split option again, and I can do the same thing that I did earlier. I can do it here as well. Again, I will do it third time and split some other portion of the video like this. Okay. So when I'm done with this, when I'm done with the previewing, when I'm done with the selection of the splitting areas or trimming areas, I can also, one important thing, I can also choose according to the time. So time is given in this small watch or video watch here. So I can just choose it. Say, for example, I want to trim from 2 minutes 50 seconds. I can just go there and trim that. When I'm done with the trimming of the video, I can go to the preview button. I can go to the preview button and I can just see it, play it once. I will have to take the cursor back to the beginning. And I will play this video, the trimmed video with my selection. If you look at this, it is jumping from point A of splitting or trimming to point B without playing them. So the video starts, and once the point A of the split comes or trim comes, it will jump to the point B. Again, it will again do the same thing in all the splitting or trimming areas. Once we are satisfied with our trimming at the beginning, at the end, or in the middle of the video, we can just go and tap on this save button. Save button at the upper right corner of the YouTube screen. So your YouTube video you are seeing on the right hand side of your YouTube video, you can just see this save button. Once you tap on the save button, you will get this screen. So this says this may take the rendering process, the changes happening time may take even few hours. Again, it depends on the size of the video and how heavy the file is. Okay, if this one is a small video and I have good internet connection, so it will take less time. If I'm using a long video and I have a weak internet connection, it may take longer time. Say for example, this notification screen comes and I tap on the save button. Now this will start processing of finalizing the video. This is a notification comes, video is being processed, please check back later. So you just need to leave this window open and it will keep processing and it will notify you when once it is done. You can just leave this audio and you can just go back to your screen. Say for example, here I'm back to my presentation, and at the back on the Chrome tab, the video processing is happening. So this is, I think, all from my side for the presentation. I have already shared all the links with you. Okay, so I didn't know this thing. Dr. Tahir just told me that we can even close the tab. Okay, if I go back to the video processing tab, I can close this tab and this will keep happening online. So my account is there with YouTube and the YouTube is processing my video. So I don't need to keep my computer open. I can just close my tab and it will keep processing. And once it is done, it will show in my YouTube channel that I can always access from the 9 drop down menu. I hope I'm clear with what I was presenting. I have shared the links with you. These are 2 links. I can just share them again for Veed.io, which is simple, but it does not have many tools. YouTube virtual tutorial, which has many options, but it is a little tricky. So I'm pasting these 2 links again to the chat box. You can just access it from them. One last important thing, downloading your videos. So you can always just open a new tab in your computer and search YTD YouTube downloader. When you search this YTD YouTube downloader, I can just paste the search words also in the chat box. I will paste the link as well. When you search YTD YouTube downloader, you will get the first result, YTD downloader. Just tap on the first result and it will take you to the YTD YouTube downloader page. Okay, one important thing is this is a third-party application, so nobody can assure you about the safety. It can be safe for somebody, it cannot be safe for some other person, depending on the antivirus that you are using, depending on the system that you are using, depending on the processor that you are using, depending on the country in which you are using this software. So it is third-party application. It may be safe for me, it may not be safe for Mr. Tahir, and it can be safe for him and may not be safe for me. Okay, so this is some safety issue that I want to give a disclaimer on. This is the YTD YouTube downloader, video downloader application page. I can just share the link with you in the chat box. I've shared the link in the chat box. You can just copy it from there. Okay, you can just download the video from here. Once the video downloading file, which will be the setting file, is downloaded, then tap on the settings file. I'm not downloading it right now. I'll just show you verbally. Tap on that and it will ask you to make changes in your computer. You can just say yes and it will install itself in your PC laptop, and then it will show you an icon and you can use it. Once it is downloaded or installed in your laptop, it will show a screen like this. It will show a screen like this. So what you have to do, you can just copy a video URL. Say, for example, I go to YouTube and I open this video. So what I have to do, I will just copy the URL or the link, which we call address, link or address of the video on YouTube. I will copy it from here. I will go to the YouTube downloader screen and I can just paste it in this area. Paste URL. It says paste URL. Once I will paste it, it will search the video and it will give you the option to download it. The things that I wanted to share with you regarding the pre-recording of the Zoom video. Thank you. If you have any question, concerns, discussion, or suggestions, we can just have a discussion.
Yeah. Here I'm having a question. I'm Najma, working in an engineering college, BIT, Professor Najma. So here I would like to ask a question to Dr. Asjad sir. First of all, I congratulate and I appreciate the way of the presentation was given by you. It was really awesome kind of presentation. I got many things to understand the way you have presented.
Thank
Also,
you.
I congratulate and also I thank to the team who have actually organized that kind of program. Actually, it is a very important kind of thing that how we have to learn that how actually to present a thing in a online conference. So I give a deeply kind of a gratitude to our Ashok sir, Afia ma'am, and also Tahir sir who have actually made a kind of presentation to us. Okay, first of all, here the next thing I would like to ask a question, sir. Here my question
Yes,
is that
please.
here I got a knowledge of how actually to present a paper in the real kind of world scenario and in a virtual kind of world scenario. So basically, so when we go and present a kind of a paper in a real world, it is entirely a different thing because we see the audience or the students or whatever it is face to face. But in the virtual kind of thing, in an online kind of thing, I wanted to ask you that how will I make a kind of a thing that to make it an attractive way to actually make a thing of that presentation to be very attractive. Like for example, how will I start up with my presentation? How will I open up my presentation?
Okay. Is your question complete? Can I answer now?
Well, for example, would I have to go with kind of some codes, or would I have to go with kind of some a kind of a story before I present my kind of a paper, or would I have to go with some kind of a statistics, anything?
Okay. So, as far as starting a paper or online presentation is concerned, what you mentioned using a quote or some statistics or something, this has to do with the content of your
Yeah.
presentation. What I was discussing here was the presentation or using the slides and
Yeah.
online technicalities. Okay. As far as content is concerned, content remains almost the same in an offline as well as in an online presentation. Okay, only the way you choose, do you use yourself or your device changes. Say for example, if you are going to start a presentation with a quote, that will remain same in an offline as well as in an online conference, but you have to be sure. Say for example, you are using a humorous quote or satirical quote, then the proper transmission of the voice is extremely important, because jokes, satire, and humor uh, doesn't work with interrupted transmission of the voice. Okay, if you are sure with your voice, say for example, if I crack a joke right now, I don't know how many of the people in the audience are actually listening to me when sometimes this also happens. I'm speaking and my voice is reaching you after like half a second or 1 second. Okay, so that also create a kind of echo. If you are using such things, such attractive or attraction seekers, okay, then you need to be sure with the kind of quality of internet connection that you are having, plus quality of audio that is reaching to the participants or your audience. As far as content is concerned, it remains same. This was about the content. The second, presentation part. If you are talking about the presentation, making your presentation attractive, then the best thing is you can just go online, search PowerPoint presentation templates. There are thousands of websites which are providing free templates. You can just go online, google.com, and just have a Google search, free PPT templates, and you will get hundreds of them. The way that I showed you one that I wanted to use, but it did not work out, and that I just downloaded from there, from YouTube. This one, this is very beautiful and amazing and everything. I downloaded this template from the presentation. So as far as presentation is concerned, not the content, but the presentation, you can just go online, search amazing templates, and if you are good at handling the text in a presentation or in a software like MS Word or MS PowerPoint, then you can choose beautiful fonts as well. But you need to be sure that those fonts are visible and readable and are in contrastive color theme for your audience so that they can read it. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions we have?
I think no more questions from the listener part.
Okay, so then we are done for the day, I think.
Yeah. So, Tahir sir, shall I just conclude it?
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah. So, to summarize the overall session today's, so Sir has covered everything, all basic etiquettes, all basic grammar stuff, what and all has to be included or what and all has not to be included, even the software part too, which I was not that much familiar. Hopefully, even the listeners who are there amongst us also would be beneficial with that. So here I would like to thank the convener architect Tahir sir, also the speaker Dr. Muhammad Asjad Husain sir for his excellent and finest and out presentation. Also to clarify all our doubts, we can just see at the end of the session there are no queries at all, which means the information was to the core whatever was required, even with the copying that URL which you showed just with the YouTube and all, it was to that pin to point information which you have fetched us. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable time
Thank you.
spending with us and for the finest presentation you have presented today.
Thank you very much, Beats, for giving me this opportunity. And I thank Tahir sir and Afia ma'am and Ashok sir for this experience. I'm really thankful to you all.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Asjad sir and Afia ma'am and everyone to join us today. So now we may leave this meeting. Okay, have a
Yes,
good day.
sir. Yeah, thank you.
Same to you. Have a good day. Stay safe, everybody. Thank you.